What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's Claytano. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. And in today's video, we will be going over my runes on my Not Claytano account. Okay, so I pretty much have them almost situated the way that I like. I just have a few units that I don't have actually runed just yet. But the way that I organize it is basically I just go into my storage. I go to all of the units that I already have runed. I put on in my actual box, and then everything that I don't have runed, I just move it over to my storage, and then I pull them out one by one as I'm runing them. And it just helps me get things a little bit more organized and figure out where I want the runes to be prioritized, etc., etc. So what I want to do though is I want to go over each unit, tell you guys kind of why I have it runed, how my thoughts are, and what you guys could be doing to rune your units as well. So the first one that I have out is Orion, and Orion I actually put on one of my fastest Swift will sets, and I actually have it faster than some of the runes on it are faster than the ones that are on my Camilla, which is my fastest gauge boosting monster. So the reason why I have it like that is because I actually use it on my arena defense, and my arena defense is the typical Samath, Orion, Recon, and Juno combination, and I really wanted to be super fast, or as fast as I possibly could on Swift Will, so that way I could help on my defense, and so far it's been pretty decent. I know I'm not super high up or anything, but the results have been a lot of successfuls, and I'm pretty happy about it. Okay, so then after that, here's just the runes real quick. I have speed there, 17 speed, so there's still room for grinding on that one. Crit rate, HP, and then accuracy right there. I even have room for grinding on that one as well. So I need a couple will speed grindstones, and I could probably get it up to about 170, depending on the luck of the rolls. But the next one that I have is Galleon, and Galleon, the speed really just depends on the unit that you're building it with. So I always say don't ruin your Galleon to be like the best Galleon out there, because it doesn't matter. Basically, you want it to be speed tuned with your units, and I have mine built on like a HP build with a lot of attack and a lot of accuracy, obviously. So I have it speed, attack, and accuracy, and there's obviously a lot of room for grinds on these runes as well for speed, but again, I wanted it to be just specifically that amount of speed, which is about 195, because it pairs well with my other cleave units that I use on arena offense with it. Okay, and we'll go over those as I get down the list a little bit here, but Chandra is the next unit that I have runed, and his rune set is kind of interesting, but it actually works pretty well. So I have 32,000 HP, pretty nice speed. The crit rate's a lot lower than what I really wanted it to be at, but overall it's an okay build for the runes that I had. So I have HP percent, HP, and it's on Despair Nemesis. So that actually gives him a little bit more utility. A lot more stuns coming out of his revenges, so it is actually a pretty nice build for Chandra, and I'm pretty happy with it. The next one I have is Thea Mars, and Thea Mars is kind of like not my best runed unit. It's plus 118 speed, which is okay. The attack is fine, the crit rate's fine, the crit damage and everything else, and accuracy, whatever. But for the runes that I have speed slot 2. This is a really nice one. Then I have crit damage, and then this rune is like, I don't have any other replacement for it. The replacements that I have for this slot 6 rune are actually being used on my my cleave units instead. So I prioritize them over my Thea Mars, because Thea Mars can be a little bit replaced in Guild Wars with some of my other bruiser units instead. Now the Camilla that I have, if you guys don't remember, I had it on like a full tank build. It was HP, HP, HP. I did change that now, so the stats are a little bit different. The crit rate's okay, the crit damage is okay, the HP is really nice. That's where I want it to be. The attack is decent, but the speed is a little low. So it's still lacking some stats that I wanted to have, but overall, it's a lot better than what it was, and it has a lot more utility than what it was previously. So HP, crit damage, attack with those substats, and it is on violent destroy. So I tried it out, this destroy. We'll see how it goes. It's already worked well in a couple of Guild Wars, so I definitely like it so far. Stella is just a build for my Dragons team, and as far as her runes are concerned, I have speed, crit damage, attack. A lot of people think that she needs to be on violent. She doesn't really need to be on violent to do what she needs to do. As long as you pair her with like Galleon, Tark, or whatever else for your Dragons team, you'll be just fine. Even in Giant Speed 10 as well. She's really awesome for that too. So Varad is the next unit that I have. It's Violent Will, and he is 93 speed with 89% accuracy. That's really what I was focusing on. Obviously no crit rate on him at all, which is kind of upsetting, but it's nice for TOA and TOA hard, where I go against like a Jolton team. Those things are just the most annoying stages, so not having any crit rate, it allows him to hit those units and not get revenged with like so much damage. That sucks actually. But as far as the HP is concerned, it's a little bit low. The defense is nice though. I would much rather be on a speed defense HP build, but I do have it on a double defense instead. And then there's the 1, 3, and 5 slots there for Varad. And for Xiaolin, she's just kind of used for R5. I have her built with attack, crit damage, attack with those substats on the runes there. 48 speed is decent, but the crit damage is really nice along with the crit rate. It's okay. It's enough for R5. All right, the next unit that I have is Rygel, and I use him mainly for Necro B10, and he's built on attack, crit damage, accuracy. Really, it's the rune quality on Rygel is very, very, very simple. All you have to do is have some nice accuracy, crit rate, crit damage, and you really don't need to worry about speed either. Just make sure that he's tuned to go after a lot of your other units, so that way he lands his slow on his first go. The next unit that I have is Bastet, and it is plus 154 speed. The HP is pretty nice, defense is okay. The accuracy is a little bit lower than what I want it to be, but it is Swift Will, and this is like my third or fourth Swift Will unit. It's not as fast as it needs to be because I always pair it with like Camilla, so it's my second gauge booster at the time, and because of that I can rune it a little bit slower, so that way it's just kind of boosting up my other units. So here's attack slot 2 and HP slot 6. I obviously would take a different rune or main stat for this rune, but the only one that I have is attack, and it has plus 16 HP, so it's not entirely bad. The next one that I have is Samath. It is built with Despair Nemesis, speed, crit damage, attack. Those are the 1, 3, 5 slots there. And it's plus 104 speed. The crit rate is pretty good. Crit damage, accuracy, resistance. There's a lot of substats that you need on Samath. And the attack for this is a little bit on the low side from what I want it to be. But overall, it works just fine in my arena defense. And you could either build yours on like Despair Will, but I put mine on Despair Nemesis just because I feel like I want a little bit more playability against Lucians, and this definitely helps out with that. Now my first Zeros, okay, I have a couple Zeroses on this account, and my first Zeros is actually runed way different than you guys would ever imagine that it's runed, okay? If you guys have seen my really, really old videos from like two years ago or so, you'll know that this Zeros is a very unique Zeros, but it works amazing, okay? I promise you. So I have attack slot 2, attack slot 6, and I have crit rate slot 4. All right, and then I also have these 1, 3, and 5 slot runes. So he has a ton of HP, which is plus 12,000. He has a ton of attack, which is plus 1,600. Really good speed, and it pairs just behind the Galleon. And the crit rate is decent. Crit damage is obviously not good for Zeros, but he has nice accuracy and resistance. So he's very tanky. And the reason why I did this is because I build it on a tanky build because of pairing him with Lydia. Now, Lydia, her passive basically allows it where the more damage that her teammates take and she takes, the more damage that she's going to deal back. So I typically run a pretty slow cleave comp with Triton, Zeros, Galleon, and Lydia, so that way they can hit me first, and then I bounce back with that huge Lydia nuke, and it just pairs nicely. So obviously, like I said, this is a very unique Zeros, and if you guys build yours like mine, trust me, you guys won't be upset about it either. So I really like the extra HP, and then the crit rate is, like I said, it's a little different, but it works just the same. It does like 30,000 damage, which is plenty enough. Now, the next unit that I have is Juno. This is one of my pride and joy units, and she used to be probably the best rune Juno back in 2016 or something like that. But not anymore because I haven't put as much time into this account as as I could have been, but it's speed, HP with those 135 slots, and plus 148 speed. It's obviously amazing, plus 70% accuracy, and the HP was the really big kicker there. Having that much HP with that much speed, it was beautiful. Okay, Arnold I don't have runed. Hua is my my next unit. She's built swift with speed, crit damage, attack. Those are the 135 slots there for her. Pretty basic build for Hua. Just use her in like R5 and a little bit of dragons and giants and necro here and there, depending on how I'm feeling. Colleen though, Colleen is used for R5. This is her build. I have it speed, defense, HP. No revenge on her, as you guys noticed, but it is better to build her on revenge and potentially not on violent if you're going to be using her in R5, but that's just how I have her built for now. I most likely will be changing her runes. But Rakuni I have as well, which is speed, HP, and obviously a lot of room for improvement on these runes. Even just maxing out this rune will be super helpful for him. But what I do is I get my runes kind of set, and then as I get the mana to increase them and finish them off, that's when they kind of just sit there with non-maxed runes until I have the mana built up to max them out. And then Camoon's unrunes. So I'm going to be working on him very soon. Vanessa though, this is another unit that I switch out in my arena defense every now and then, which I have built on a tanky build instead of more of a damage build. It is speed, HP, and those are the 135 slots there. Mainly I have her built on a tanky build because I want her to not get one shot by a Lucian, because I pair her with like Triana and Halphus, as well as a Camilla most of the time. So I have to make sure that she at least withstands a Lucian and withstands at least one bomb. So that's why she's like that. My Mei Huang, this is going to be good for my Guild Wars and my RTA. I have him built on HP, crit damage, HP. Those are the 1 through 5 slots for him there. Nice crit damage, crit rate, and then the speed is super helpful to have that plus 116, or the 116 base speed on Mei Huang. I have Zeros here, which is plus 94 speed. This pairs with the other Zeros. Every now and then I run a double Zeros Triton Galleon composition, and he is built on crit damage, as you can see, with pretty decent accuracy still as well. And it's built on Shield, Will, Focus, which is speed, crit damage, and attack. And then I have my Okeanos, which is built Swift Will with speed, HP, defense. Again, I can boost this one up for some more stats when I get the mana. And then I have the base speed is like 152, which is, it's okay, but I would rather make it a little bit faster. It's okay, Anos. Wow. Okay, here's my Recon. Recon's actually built on a crit rate build as well. HP, crit rate, HP, but then I put some high crit damage substats in there to kind of help offset it. The HP is decent, the speed is defense, but obviously the crit damage is where I need to try to boost that up a little bit more. Maybe not using crit rate slot 4 would probably help that, but it just depends on the runes that you guys have. If you have a lot of crit rate substats, then you can put a crit damage slot 4 rune. But if you don't, I would put a crit rate slot 4. Okay, so here's my Leica. This is also Vampire, and it is speed, crit damage, attack. Those are the slots there. The resistance on Leica is the main thing that I like, which is 93%. And then here's my Lucian. As we get into the wind units, we're almost done, guys. Here's the Lucian, which is plus 92 speed, 1500 attack, almost 200% crit damage, 86% crit rate. It's a really good Lucian, guys. It's attack percent, crit damage, attack, and those are the subsets there. To have it with 92 speed on attack, crit damage, attack, it's not easy to get, obviously. And I use him with my Camilla, my Bastet, and Samath. So Camilla goes first, Bastet goes second, Samath goes in there, resets the skills, and then Lucian kind of cleans up the rest of them. And I use them against super fast teams mainly. So Triton is the next one. This is paired to be speed tuned with my Galleon, Zeros, and Lydia. And this is plus 96 speed with some really nice HP and defense. Obviously, the 67% accuracy is a little low, but I will be working on getting that a little bit higher. It's built on speed, defense, HP. And Lagmaron, not runed just yet. I do have Lagmaron and Pungbake not runed, but they will definitely be getting runes after the buff comes out here very soon. Copper, I have defense, crit damage, defense. Those are the 1, 3, 5 slots there. It is on Will Nemesis, and that's his stats right there. It's decent. It's not the best copper in the world, but it's decent. It does the job. Xingje is the next one with the crit rate's a little low on this one, but it is built with HP, crit damage, HP on a Despair energy build. So as you can imagine, with Xingje on the same team with Chandra, those two together actually make for a really, really annoying guild war, as you can imagine. Triton is the next unit. She is actually an amazing unit for arena defense. As long as you have like a Vanessa with her or a Halphus, it just pairs really well together. So I have speed, HP, HP. Those are the stats there. I have a little room for improvement, but mainly I want to have a lot of HP and a lot of resistance on Triana. Next one I have is Halphus. This is 100% resistance you have to have on Halphus, as much HP and defense as possible, and then as slow as you possibly can go. So I have it just built on a bunch of offset runes, really, and then it's HP, HP, HP. That's the 1, 3, 5 slots there. Tosi I don't have ruined yet because I have it kind of replaced with Lydia for right now, but I might change that here, you know, just to at least put runes back on him. My Camilla at about 302 speed, like I said, I can make it faster, but I have the faster runes on my Orion instead. So here she is though, 182 speed, like I said, just really as fast as you can possibly make your Camilla, and that's about it. For Dover, I have him built plus 120 speed and a lot of attack and some decent accuracy. It's 46%. He does have a leader skill that gives him 50% accuracy. Every now and then when I build him in RTA, or when I use him in RTA, I do use that leader skill every now and then. But here's his runes. It's speed, attack, attack with fatal will, and it works just fine. And then I have Diaz. He's mainly just runed for R5. Nothing really too fancy here. Defense, HP, HP. And then I have my 2 Rands, which I use in Necro as well. They're basically the same thing. Lots of crit rate, lots of crit damage, lots of attack. Don't really need to worry about speed because they go after everybody else goes as well, just so that way they hit their slow. And then here's my Lydia, last but not least, plus 100 speed. So it's perfectly tuned to go right after my Zeros, after everybody gets their skills reset. And she has nice attack, really good crit rate. She is built on crit rate slot 4 as well, guys. If you guys didn't know, I really like crit rate slot 4 on this account just because those are the runes that I have still on this specific account. So speed, crit rate, attack. Okay, and she does about 30,000 damage as well, even without anybody taking damage. If she takes damage, or if other people take damage on her team, she actually deals back out like 60,000 damage, which is way more than anybody needs to kill a monster with. So that's my runes, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned some stuff. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget, I am doing a giveaway though this month. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also comment below. The more videos you comment on every single day, the higher chance you have to win the giveaway. So good luck on that, guys. And as always, stay soupy, don't be potatoes. And I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace. I run away.